The safety challenges that exist with working with electrical systems and components can be mitigated using safe electrical work practices. The following video highlights fundamental testing practices to follow when verifying absence of voltage for lockout-tagout, motor starter component identification, and basic safety considerations whenever using electrical test equipment. When securing equipment for lockout-tagout, ensure the correct voltage source has been identified, and with one hand, look away and open the breaker. Set up warning signs and barriers. This will notify unqualified persons to keep a safe distance. Remember, sources of voltage are considered live until verification proves otherwise. To ensure you are following all safeguards when operating potentially live electrical components, refer to the arc flash information label on the equipment being worked on. This label will indicate the voltage level, safe arc flash and shock hazard distance to keep, and the risk hazard category that's needed to determine the correct PPE to wear. Check the PPE and test equipment for calibration dates and voltage categories. Also ensure your PPE is ready for the task at hand. Remove or open covers to expose the components and become familiar with the location of the test points. Set up test equipment to be used. It's imperative that you test on known live sources first. Verify the effective equipment as being de-energized. Then test again on a known live source. This will ensure your test equipment is working properly. Finally, using your company's lockout-tagout procedures, secure the voltage source. Despite the various manufacturers, motor starters have basically the same components and serve the same purpose. Take your time. Familiarize yourself prior to working on this equipment. The circuit breaker is sized to protect the wiring and components of the starter. The motor overloads are sized to open if 125% of the motor's full running amperage has been exceeded. The overload reset button. Terminals going to the motor leads. The motor contactor connects the high voltage to the equipment being energized. The contactor coil is the electromechanical device that engages the high voltage contacts. The control transformer takes the line voltage of the starter and reduces it to its manageable low-level voltage for control purposes. The fuse protects the transformer from the overcurrent conditions. The testing and evaluation of qualified electrical workers is necessary to ensure your safety as well as the safety of others. Being a qualified electrical worker does not mean you are an expert on everything electrical. What it does mean is that you have the understanding, knowledge, and have demonstrated that you can evaluate and determine the necessary safety precautions to perform your electrical job tasks safely.